Like, I don't know how this deals with biostatistics.
I haven't figured that out either, to be honest. So I'm just doing what I'm told. Okay, so we'll try and see. Let me play with it first before I explain it to you.
Okay, I'll wait to write stuff down.
Actually, okay, on there it should say Idaho Falls is considered one and Rexburg's two, or vice versa, or something. Maybe I did it wrong. I did do it wrong. Okay. So let's do. No, that's gotta be right. Oh, that's what I want. Oh, hello, Lisa. That was stupid. Okay. I did it right. That should be right. Oh, that can't be right. That's not right. Now I can't. I should have saved it, but I didn't think to do that. it? That's not right. Okay, I know I did it right the first time. It's just not letting me. That's making me angry a little bit.
That looks right.
Yeah, so now it's looking okay.
Okay, so
The numbers match.
can you go step by step and tell me what you did?
Yeah, let me make sure that it's not giving me the same numbers that I got before. Hold on just a minute. Goodness. Everybody keeps bugging me on my phone. Mainly my family. That's terrible. I shouldn't say that, but
What?
oh, my little sister is like the worst at texting me random stuff that I don't really care about. It's really annoying sometimes.
Okay, so you went. Oh.
Maybe this is how it is. Nope. Wow. I like your hat, Bella. That can't be right. Okay. Ha. That looks better. All right. Okay. Let me double check that, and then I will step through it. I can't believe that took me so long. It didn't even take me that long the first time, Amanda. That's how terrible that is. Oh my Lanta, that's hysterical. Okay. Okay. All right, these are the right numbers. Okay, so let me show you what I did. See, this is why it's such a nightmare, I'm telling you. Okay, so let me see. I can't remember which numbers we transformed. We'll go here. So, okay, dentist city code. Okay, so we had to go in to transform and automatic recode. We redid the city.
Okay.
So
Why?
Honestly, I can't remember much about the recode, which is terrible. But what it does, so if the numbers are too high, like if you watch the video, it'll explain it really well. Like anything above 8 is really high, and that's why you have to go in and recode. And it makes it easier for the program to read or something. I am terrible. I can't remember. So you're going to recode the city because it'll break it down into the groups 1 and groups 2.
Okay. How do you recode the city?
Huh?
How do you recode the city?
So you'll go into your automatic recode, and you'll click on, you'll just have a city one over here. It's over here, but I gave it a new name. So you transfer it over there. So it'll say city ? Or something. And then you'll go down here where it says new name, and you'll click on it, and you'll type in, like I did right here, city, and then CODE at the end is what the guy said was the easiest to do. And then you'll go okay, add the new name, and then go okay, and then it'll give you this column right here and tell you which ones are in group 1 and which ones are in group 2.
Okay.
So then once you have that extra column, you'll go into analyze, go into your compare means like you would for your one sample test, but you go to independent samples because that's what we're working with. And then your test variable, the numbers you're wanting to test are the bills.
So analyze, compare means then independent samples.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'll just go over here. So the dentist bill is what we want to bring over for our test variable. But then down here, we need to do the city that we just coded as the grouping variable.
Why do we want to bring the dentist bill over?
Because that's what we want to test is the bills, the number amount, I guess, of bills for each city. So we're going to test that one because it's asking for, that's what the question's asking for, is the bills rather than the city.
Okay.
It wants the bills per city, I guess, is what we're trying to find. So then down here for the grouping variable, the one that we just split into 2 groups, you'll bring down the new city code, and then you're going to go define the groups. And in group 1, you're going to put 1 because that's what relates to Idaho Falls. And group 2 is going to be your Rexburg, but you're just going to number them. You can't put letters in these.
Okay,
so
so you
just
just define groups.
Mm-hmm, define groups, and then you can plug in your values.
Okay.
Okay, and then you'll push OK, and it'll bring up the group statistics as well as your test. So what's the first question?
What is the degrees of freedom?
Okay, so your degrees of freedom, and you always read this bottom line where it says equal variances not assumed. Not the top one, always the bottom one, they said.
Okay.
So the degrees of freedom is right here.
Okay. 3, 7, 6. Okay. And then
And the sample standard deviation is going to be up here in these group statistic numbers, and you're going to want to find Rexburg's.
okay. So we don't have to like mix it all up. We don't have to like change it again for Rexburg.
Nope.
Okay.
It gives you the two groups already, which is kind of nice.
And then the test statistic. So as long as like we get past like this, like as long as we get past doing all that stuff to get here, basically this just gives us all of our answers, right?
Yeah. As long as you've done it right. But so I'll show you here in the second one. I put the wrong variables in, and the numbers were exactly the same, but they were flip-flopped. So I got them wrong.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So that's how touchy it is, though. So you have to make sure, and it's hard because in the lesson, as you're going through it, it kind of tells you which ones to input into which boxes and which ones to code, and it doesn't on here. So on here, I just had to kind of guess and find one that worked.
Okay.
Okay, so
test statistic.
So yeah, your test statistic is on the bottom right here.
P -0.434. Okay. And p-value.
So the p-value is this sig two-tailed, and the question asks that it's the alternate hypothesis is that it's less than. So we're going to take this number and divide it by 2 to get your p-value.
Because it's two-tailed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we were struggling with last week.
Yeah.
So will it say one-tailed if it doesn't need to be?
No, it's just if your hypothesis says not equal to, you assume it's both tails, and that's what that number is both tails. But if it's greater than or less than, you have to divide that number by 2 because it's only one-tailed. So this only gives you two-tailed, and you just have to assume it from what your hypothesis is.
Okay.
Alternate hypothesis.
0.666. Oh, lovely.
Take that and divide that by 2.
That 0.334. Never be too sure. Okay.
Daddy would be happy you're wearing his mask. Are you a cowboy? How did you even reach that hat, sweetheart?
So this means it would fail to adjust.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's greater than that.
So that you have alternative hypothesis of blank. What is a correct decision based on the evidence? Okay. Oh, I can just do that when you're not here.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
No, I'll just I was going to minimize that one anyways. I'm going to start working. Well, you can, if you have an idea, I can tell you whether it's right or wrong.
Okay. For the second one, can I walk you through it?
Yes, let me turn off my screen share for a minute because I'm going to go through and make sure I do it right first so that you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just because, yeah, so I want to make sure you can walk me through it, but I want to make sure that I'm not leading you astray. I already know which way to go.
Okay.
Hey, guys, shh. Okay. All right, let's see. Find down here the numbers that I need. Okay, perfect. See you later.
Okay.
See you later, alligator. See you later, crocodile.
So because it failed to reject, it's insufficient.
Mm-hmm.
So to figure this out, would we just have to calculate on the SSP or SPSS or whatever it's called for the
fresh-
means,
On which one?
like for 11? So we have insufficient, but to figure out the two cities are different or if they're the same, the means are the same, different. Do we just have to calculate that?
No, this one is just by looking at this, by looking at the alternate hypothesis that it's giving you. So pretty much it's saying, okay, so what if we changed it to it's not equal to? Then you're going to use the original p-value for the two-tailed, which was 0.666, which it's still going to, you're going to fail to reject because it's still greater than. So what it was originally wanting to know was, Callie, if the mean bill in Idaho Falls is less than the mean bill at Rexburg. And so the original hypothesis is that they are equal, and we failed to reject it, which means that it was true.
Yeah.
So the insufficient evidence that the mean dentist bills between the two cities, I don't know how to explain this without giving you the answer. So the second insufficient, okay, so you have that they are either going to be, so that we have insufficient evidence that they're different, or we have insufficient evidence that they're the same.
Mm-hmm.
So because it failed to reject, we know that they were the same.
Yeah.
So that one, we wouldn't do the insufficient evidence that they were the same.
Yeah.
So we'd want to go with the one that there's insufficient evidence that the mean dentist bills between the two cities are different.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Fix what, honey? Well, I'm sorry. You have to be careful.
So sincere.
Huh?
You said you were so sincere.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm usually not that nice, surprisingly, because she drives me crazy. She's like always getting hurt or bonking something. She's my clumsiest child that I've ever had. And it just, I'm like, and some of it is so stupid. And so I'm like, well, I'm sorry, honey, but maybe you should be more careful. But she's only 3, so she doesn't quite understand that. She just needs mommy to baby her.
That's funny.
And sometimes it's really hard to just baby them.
She speaks really well for a 3-year-old.
It's amazing. She's my best talker, actually. She speaks better than both of her brothers. So,
Wow.
yeah, she started talking before she was a year old, which was unfortunate. She's only gone uphill from there. But my oldest still is not talking, actually, but he's got some special needs. And so I thought I was always excited, like when my second son started talking at a year, like I was so excited. And then, you know, he was such a sassy thing that when she started talking so early, I thought, oh my goodness, no. Yeah, with my oldest one, anytime he says a new word, I'm just like so excited. So it's kind of terrible.
That's awesome.
Okay, I just figured this out. Let me write it down, and then I'll have you walk me through it. That
Okay.
was a lot harder than it should have been. I don't know why I can't figure these out. I feel like it's just a big guessing game. I guess I need to go through and read better how to decide which one to code, because that I'm still really confused on, to be honest. Okay, I think that'll be all that I need. Okay, so let me close this out and reopen it. Okay. And let me share my screen again. Come on now. Okay. Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna go to transform, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then automatic recode. And then we're gonna redo
So I guess maybe a way to that maybe makes sense because it was kind of the way on the last one. So the one that you're going to want to recode is, I don't know how to explain that, is the column that has two different variables.
Okay.
Or more than one variable, I think is how they explained it. Does that make sense? So variable as in different.
Okay. This data represents the number of times a freshman represent the mean number of times Colorado freshmen in Utah for themselves. Okay, so we would recode the Utah.
Well,
Right.
what from these two options, what would you do?
Oh.
So these are your two options you have to recode from.
So freshman. Or wait, from Utah. Yeah, so freshman. Right?
Yeah. Well, you have it right with Utah. You need to code to difference the two. The two states need to be different.
Oh.
Does that make sense? So that you can, the purpose of coding is so that you can get groups 1 and groups 2 versus names. And then it will sort your numbers, your values into the two groups based on. Does that make sense?
Not really.
So you're going to want to code state because first off, you can't have letter values. So it's going to turn it into numbers. So you're going to have group 1, which will be Utah, and group 1, I think, is Colorado actually. And group 2 is Utah on the problem.
Oh.
That's what it's going to do.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay,
So
yeah.
we'll move that over.
Okay.
So then you're going to go down.
So then do state and code at the end?
Yeah. That's just, some people can put a different, you're okay, a different thing here. But he just said the easy way to do it that the computer will accept is just to put code at the end of whatever the name is.
Okay. And then add new name.
So then up here, you'll see that it changed it.
Okay.
And then okay. So now right here, you see that these are all part of group 2. These are all part of group 1.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's what you're wanting. That's what you're trying to get to. That's what I've been trying to get to make sure I have it right.
Okay. And then let's go to analyze. Compare means. Independent samples.
What time?
And then, let's see. What are we testing? Freshman. So we're testing states, right? So bring state code over.
Are you sure about that?
No.
They're testing the values from each state. So the freshman is the numbers. It's not like actual people or anyways.
So it's freshmen.
So you're going to test the freshman values because the whole idea down here in this grouping variable, that's where you're going to put the one you just separated into groups 1 and 2.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So okay. So we're separating. Oh, yeah.
So each group here, each state has variables that we're
Yeah.
trying to test.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So, but you want to go with your state code because we had to break it down. Oh no, yeah. So when you're in this section, I totally blitzed it the first time. Yeah. Always use the code name.
Okay, so you always bring the code down.
I don't know about that. What did we do on the last one? That's terrible that I can't even remember, and it wasn't that long ago.
So this is at least what I wrote down. Bring what you want to test over. Grouping variable, bring down new code.
Shh, go out there and finish. Well, you should probably get some clothes on. What? What? Okay. Shh. We probably shouldn't be practicing karate right now. Now stop. Okay, stay out here then. Come out here and be quiet. Come play this game for a minute. Okay, it's fine. Okay, then why are you crying so hard if it was an accident? Okay, I wouldn't, no. Okay, because if it gets you, I'm going to laugh really hard. So, because it was probably a really bad idea if you do it that way.
You did it?
Yeah, but I'm a little bigger than you.
Yeah, so you brought the code
Okay.
down.
We did bring the code down. Okay, so I wouldn't say quote me on that, but these are the only two that I've done really so far. So pretty much what you have to code, it seems like you're going to be bringing down.
Okay.
Which, anyways, okay.
Why you kick me?
Oh, you two little blessings. Okay, so we'll go back to where we were. Freshman was over, code was down. Okay.
And then press define groups and 1 and 2. Right?
Yep.
Okay, continue. And okay. Or wait. Is it okay or reset?
Just okay.
Okay.
So then it'll bring up this page. That's not what I wanted. Oh, wait. I believe
Where do
that.
you live, Lisa?
I am just in Idaho,
What part?
but I am down in Firth. Are you up in Rexburg?
No, I'm in Provo.
You're in Utah. Yeah, so I'm in Firth, which is just like probably an hour away from Rexburg.
Oh, okay.
It's just a little farming
Is it north or south?
south.
So you're by the hot springs?
Not that far. We're about halfway. That's a halfway trip too. Hot Springs are in Soda.
Yeah.
So that's about an hour south of us. Okay, I can't remember the questions. Oh yeah, so okay, so we have to come up with a alternate hypothesis. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, those are
Okay, so
Where is it? Well, just stay out here then.
the test statistic would be negative 0.845.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. P-value. That's
Over a little bit.
okay. And then divide that by 2.
No. What
No?
did you pick for your hypothesis? You're going to base it off of what you choose for your alternate hypothesis.
Oh.
So the question's asking, you want to perform a test to determine if you're, okay, so you suspect that freshmen from Utah cook dinner for themselves a different number of times than freshmen from Colorado. So it never says more or less.
Okay, so it
It
would
says
be
a different number
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
is the way I thought of it, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
So
that yeah.
not equal to.
Mm-hmm.
So why does that affect the p-value though?
Because if it's not equal to, you're going to use both tails. It goes back to the whole alternative hypothesis affecting the p-value. If it's less than or greater than, it's only one tail, then you've got to divide it by 2.
So if it's not equal to, you divide it by 2. Or you don't.
Yeah, you don't. You just leave it. Because right here, it says right here, it's 2-tailed. So this is giving you both tails. So if it's not equal to, you always just go with this number. It equals this number.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
The alternative. Okay. So let's get very so 0.410. And what decision do you make?
Guys, shh, stop. Callie, leave him alone. Where's the bee at?
Zero 5.
Okay, I'll get it in a minute. Sorry, my kids are so loud. Apologize. But my house is never quiet, to be honest. So. That is one thing I miss pre-kid. Quiet and sleep.
So it would fail to reject again.
Mm-hmm.
Determine a 95% interval. So I think I saw that on your SPSS thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, it gives you the interval, so it gives you the upper and lower here on.
Oh, it automatically gives it to you?
So you stick with the bottom numbers. Yeah, it'll automatically calculate it for you.
Okay.
Which is nice.
So, yeah.
Callie, let him play with them.
So negative 5.14.
For which
So
one?
lower.
What did you do for the margin of error on 16?
I didn't do that yet. Because you said that
Well, because you're going to need these numbers anyways to calculate your margin of error.
Yeah. So 2.20. then margin of error. Margin of error. Z times.
So, did you get the email that she sent about how to calculate this with this?
No, I do not.
So she sent out an email because you do it different than you do for the normal margin of error.
Oh, okay.
So to calculate the margin of error for a 95% confidence interval, is that what that's?
Hold on.
Yeah, so whenever it asks for the margin of error on confidence intervals, you do the upper minus the lower divided by 2. She sent us that equation.
So upper minus lower divided by
2.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me do that real quick.
I don't think so.
So the upper is 2 point.
Shh. Callie, watch out for the bee.
Oh, are we doing it 3 decimals?
Yeah, but use the whole number
Okay.
to get your right number.
So I just want to take it to 2.204. 137. Or 5. Okay. 2.20401. So that's 7.3. Oh, divided by 2. 3.67.
Yep.
0 or 1, I guess. Rounded.
Yeah, you round it up to the 1.
Okay. Hold on one second.